Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome to our most glorious nation. A powerhouse of industry, a soon-to-be prime tourist destination, and a happy home to many tens of thousands of loyal citizens, this beautiful country had humble beginnings, and a decade from now, we will call its current state humble as well, as we continue to grow into the vast, untouched lands around us. To the far north is where our story began. From the earth beneath our feet, the mechanisms of party power have worked tirelessly to bring electricity to the homes of not just our nation, but our neighbors too. Often forgotten, electricity was our nation's first export, and starting with just one coal mine, one coal processing plant, and one coal power plant, our first step was to bring power to the people. Eventually, we outgrew our initial project here and had to expand, and now there are rumors of new technologies being explored to bring power in the coming years. But this power plant will surely stay operational as a reminder of the first days of the nation. Immediately to the south lies Veterinary, our nation's political capital and beating heart. Through decades of advancement, the city has grown, showcasing our city planners' creativity and ingenuity with different block layouts, maximizing the use of shopping centers, public transit, and entertainment, while also ensuring easy access to health, safety, and education. Centrally located, the Technical University at Veterinary was a place of much discovery, renowned for its developments in the fields of mechanical components and electrical components. Students from across the nation come here to study and make true the future, going on to work in countless industries or become teachers themselves across the many primary and secondary and tertiary schools dotting the country. To the west, we see Farminski. In the early years, this was but one lonely agro farm surrounded by acres of fields and a livestock farm, working tirelessly to feed the capital. Today, it is a vast tract of land feeding not just our capital, but cities across the river too. The grain and cattle here is transported on some of the nation's oldest tracks over to Farminski, where it is turned to food, meat, and alcohol by the people, for the people. Farminski itself has grown and changed multiple times. As the first ever use of trains in the nation, it was riddled with problems, but the ministers stepped in and worked together to create a functioning industrial hub that soon began to produce fabrics, chemicals, and clothes. In fact, Farminski soon grew to be so successful that it became a little industrial satellite town of its own. A few humble homes and more farms were erected to strengthen our nation's self-sustainability. But while food and meat and alcohol and clothes were being taken care of, it was all at the cost of our economy. Building a nation is no cheap matter, not when our neighbors charge extortionate prices for workers and resources. We had the former. It was time to obtain the latter. Party power, already the foundation of our nation, became the source for all manner of construction materials. The steel mill would take imported iron and turn it into steel. The coal would be turned to bricks. We began to produce our own cement and gravel and more, and before long, the construction offices of Veterinary and the rail construction offices at Party Power began to use resources from our own soil to help build the nation. Steel became a major export, and in an effort to reduce the cost of its production, Rustinski was established. A poor source of iron in hindsight, but an opportunity nonetheless. The longest rail bridge of the nation and perhaps the world was then built, and to this day it stands, bringing workers from Veterinary's newer neighborhoods via tram to acquire and process iron ore. But eventually, inevitably, as the nation's populations grew, so too did its needs. One city does not a nation make, and so we expanded southward across the river, learning from our prior errors and establishing first a much greater foundation upon which to build a magnificent city. Construction materials were largely acquired locally, though a great deal were and continue to be transported south from Party Power's existing industries. Massive docks were built and ships to transport all manner of brick and board and steel and more across the river were acquired. But also, they were shipped up and down the river to our neighbors. Today, these same ships ferry clothes and electronics across the river as well and trade with our neighbors to the east and the west. What a time to be alive. Back then, though, the new farms in the area were established to feed generations to come, and Brixtonia was established further south to provide a quiet place to live from where our citizens could travel to work using a robust public transit system. With eyes on the rich mountains to the south, it wasn't long before we developed a plan to obtain said riches. Some of the best quality iron and coal lived under these mountains, and to acquire it all and fully capitalize on it, we would need thousands upon thousands of citizens. Da Radio was established to spread word to the citizens of a massive new project the nation was undertaking. A complex network of coal and iron mines was being established, the likes of which the world had never before seen. The mines of Moria were going to be an excellent place to find fulfillment, bringing essential resources to the nation and the world at large, while Oxalinski would bolster the iron production of Rustinski and supplement the steel production of our nation's first steel mill up at Party Power. As the city of Uprising Grad was established to house the workers of this industrial and mining complex, propaganda TV began beaming pictures into people's homes about what was to come. A city that pierced the sky, roads that floated above the ground for kilometers, and a complex network of trains that worked, moving people in droves from a massive city to multiple factories, mines, and more. And at the time, establishing Petrograd was a distant dream of young students at the Uprising Grad University. But it wasn't long after that this dream became a reality, and there was yet another exciting new prospect for our nation and her citizens. So glorious our motherland is that she would provide us with bountiful oil, and so wise her people that they would learn how to turn it into plastics and chemicals and more, with the help of more grain farmed nearby. Petrograd and Oxalinski worked in tandem with the help of power and people from Uprising Grad to provide all that was needed for two new industries. The automobile industry demanded much of us, from steel to plastics to fabrics to electronics, and so the electronics and automobile industry sit side by side to provide private transportation options to our people. Side by side, mind you. They are not one and the same. Vehicles don't run on electricity after all, though if anybody will figure out how to make it happen, I can assure you, the citizens of our beautiful nation will be the ones to do so. And so, radios and televisions are produced in abundance, some fitted into cars to be sold at car dealerships across Uprising Grad and more recently Veterinary Grad. And as Uprising Grad grew into Studentski and St. Elitesburg, we saw the first graduates of our medical university, the establishment of a new state radio and TV station, and the beginnings of our tourist industry. Whether it is the parks and attractions near Studentski or the beaches by Veterinary Grad, tourists from around the world have begun to visit our land to see it in all its glory. Our airport, completed before this glorious new millennium, is a symbol of times to come. Our dreams have taken flight, as have our people. Welcome, Tovarish, to my country. I hope you have enjoyed your flight, and I hope you will stay as we continue to grow. There are new technologies to uncover, new industries to establish, and an endless supply of dreams to fulfill. Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome back to another episode of our glorious Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Let's Play. Episode 175. Absolutely wild to think about. This was supposed to be a 10-episode mini-series, and yet here we are. This game has continued to grow, and it has really found a permanent home in my heart and mind, and it has been an absolute joy seeing our nation grow and develop, experimenting with different options and opportunities and technologies. It's been a wild ride, and I hope you all have been enjoying it as well. I won't make this a prolonged introduction. I do hope you enjoyed our little sort of pseudo tour at the beginning of this episode. It's kind of why the episode is actually a little delayed. It didn't release on Wednesday. It's releasing today instead, just because I wanted to get that done. I wanted to really take a look at all of the major locations in our nation and try and highlight them as I thought was maybe best as possible. So anybody who's catching up or only just recently tuning in and doesn't want to watch, 174 plus hours of our nation coming into being would be able to watch episode 175 and maybe at least get a quick picture of what happens and where it happens. Now, obviously, there are some smaller details that I maybe glanced over, but included shots of course, like, for example, our, headquarters of the Communist Party over here, and I didn't necessarily mention this stadium, but, you hopefully, at least depending on my cinematography, I suppose you saw it there, and it all kind of like comes together nicely. But I had fun preparing that and producing that. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know if you'd like to see more of that in the future, like when we hit Milestone episodes, or if you'd prefer the old-fashioned style of tour when we eventually hit when we inevitably hit episode 200. Things have been wild with this series. Folks, if you've been enjoying, if you'd like to see it continue to episode 200 and beyond, leave a like down below, leave a comment. If you've not already subscribed, don't hesitate to do that as well, I suppose I should mention. And yeah, we'll keep this party going. Now, there's a lot to do. We're going to continue developing Zodcha over here, which has already seen a lot of progress. I mean, we're more or less, yes, ready to actually start bringing workers over here. Now that I look at it, I mean, yeah, there's a couple things that still need doing, and this will need building as well, obviously. Yeah, sure, but overall, I think we're at least able to start producing mechanical components and electronics and whatnot. You know, let's let it all get done first. We'll let our electrical components factory, our open storage over here. Sorry, words are just like, I don't know why I'm slurring my speech over here so much. I apologize. Just super excited, I guess. It's not the vodka. No, yeah, we'll let all this finish first. We'll let this get finished as well. We'll allow this to be built up as well. We have a construction office assigned. We could maybe get Uprising grad working on this as well, and then we'll get workers coming over here. I mean, we already have workers coming over here. What I mean to say, actually, is that we'll get resources coming over here so that those workers can actually start producing stuff, and then we can take a look at exporting some of the vehicles from here and just everything, you know, that entails. It's still quite a bit to get this up and running at full capacity and pace, so we'll take a look at that. But first, though, I find it absolutely hilarious that we kick off a Milestone episode with a Milestone issue. How did this happen? How did you... why? Why are you over here, man? Why did you... What made this break? How did you not realize that you should transfer over to the other side, which you could have done back over here? I guess it's because, as far as you could tell, you were all clear. Interesting. Gonna have to add a new crossing or something over here, aren't I? We're gonna have to find a proper fix for this. Well, let's flip you around for now. It's not the end of the world. We'll flip this around. We'll let things resume, but we will have to take care of this in the future, especially as it's about to get a bit more complex as well. Train problems, again, to those of you that are unfamiliar with the early days of this series. Well, again, if you didn't catch it during the intro, during the little tour, Farminski got its name from, wow, I think you can imagine. Before I dive into everything, population's looking pretty good. 60.9 thousand. Not too shabby. The 21 plus situation has largely been solved, but as you can see, it is immediately starting to climb up again. So what we're probably going to want to do today as well is establish an extension to St. Elitesburg and get some more housing over here. But of course, I want to get culture and sports and that kind of stuff established as well before we do that. But that should help with the 21 plus situation even further as we continue to move people into new empty spaces. We'll just have to find ways to employ them, obviously. Hoping that Zodcha over here will do the job. And we do need to rename Zodcha, actually. So if you've got any name suggestions, feel free to throw them my way. Unemployment is looking pretty good. Again, it's kind of fluctuating. If we take a look at this year as a whole, we are near the end of November, so a pretty good idea of this year. Done a decent job these last handful of months as all the construction has picked up pace, and I think that'll continue to be the case as we continue to build more spaces as well. And the stadium is almost done as well, right? Yeah. We'll need to provide some more construction opportunities for employment opportunities as well. But overall, things are going pretty well, I would say. Our education has been pretty solid, too. I mean, I wish... Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, you can actually see no education is dipping again. I didn't notice that this shows... If I just hover over education, that it shows everything. All right, come on now. I need to go so slow. Took its time saving there. University education has been actually skyrocketing rather steadily. Oh, this is great. Oh, I never noticed this. That's solid. Average age, though. Holy crap, that needs to go. Oh, you know what? Sorry. Average lifespan is good. I thought average age meant average lifespan, but no. Average lifespan is decent. 85 is not too bad at all. All right, cool. I think that's enough of looking at these stats over here. Our economy is doing fantastically, not like those old days when we had less than 2 million rubles to our name. All that's looking pretty good. I just want to touch on, as I hit play, because I think we're good to do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and hit play. I just want to touch on the latest community update, the latest blog post from the devs. There isn't too much, I would say, to discuss with this latest one. One thing they mentioned is that they've been working on adding particle effects to when when choppers are helping a fire station fight a fire. They've added some particle effects for that, and again, that's something we'll see with the new update when it eventually comes. We also have found out that they are, in fact, changing what happens when a fire destroys a building. You'll remember every once in a while, we've had it happen, rarely, when a fire has completely taken a building. Like we saw it happen over here most recently, I think. And when that happened, we had to, make a lot of adjustments to replace the building, to replace the building. But now what they're doing is when a fire takes a building down, it'll leave a plot of land, it'll leave that plot of the foundation, I guess, of the building, and you'll basically be able to, from my understanding, click on it and just kind of rebuild it in place without having to recreate the footprint and deal with overlapping infrastructure and things like that. Absolutely huge. I said there was like not too much to talk about, but that is actually absolutely massive. Very, very nice to see. So that's great. And we're also seeing a notification system upgrade. So if people have been unemployed for too long, if trains have gotten stuck, if resources aren't available readily at a certain residential area or what have you, we're going to be seeing notifications pop up, and they've been working on that notification system and making it better. So that should be nice to see as well. They've also moved on to internal testing from the sounds of it. So I imagine over the next handful of weeks, maybe the next month or two, we'll see this go into beta, where I'll be able to play with it. And really, anybody will be able to play with it if they're in the beta, and it's easy to get into. You just have to literally just get into the beta. There's no sign up or anything. So it will be accessible pretty soon, which is exciting. Because yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff coming with it, like I mentioned, and I'm looking forward to exploring it all when the time comes. Now I kind of wish night hadn't just fallen, but it's okay. We'll be fine. I'm trying to figure out now. Yeah, you know what? Since it is nighttime, why don't we go ahead and take a look at this really quickly? I don't think I have the the wherewithal right now to deal with this. I'll be completely honest. It has been an interesting... if you're in the Discord, you will have read why this has been an interesting end to the last week, and the interesting week in general. On which note, I will mention, if you aren't in the Discord, consider joining in. It is in the link in the description down below. Yeah, see, so what's going on over here is these guys are seeing the crossing over here. That even if a train is over here, I think what would help is if I get rid of this. If they become chains instead, I'll speak of the devil, we got a fire. Ironic, a pollution monitoring station is on fire. I imagine the response is coming more or less right away. Yeah, we'll be fine over there. I think changing those into chains does the trick. Man, how massive this nation is. Ridiculous, the scale of this game. Yeah, I think that should help, right? Because then when they're coming through, they will see... They should be taking a look all the way down this line to see which of the two are free. I suppose we can keep an eye out for it when the next train comes down. We'll take a look. Over here, these construction vehicles are still coming through, which is slowing things down a little bit. What are you working on? We've got this section over here. It might be... Oh, you know what? I think it's going around the bend over here, which is fine. I'd just like them to move a little bit faster if possible. I could make this even tighter, so there's less time spent stuck. Go ahead and put this down over here instead, and put this up over here, like that. Cancel these, at least for now. We might adjust it later. And over here as well, I should perhaps be able to do the same thing. Put a chain up over here, and pop you down over here like so. And get rid of these. That's a long section, actually. I might want to keep those. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do... They don't have to be chains anymore. They can be regular now. That should do the trick, because we got the chain up there. All right, well, we'll see how that works out. Hopefully it'll be fine. But yeah, I mean, this area is looking pretty good. It's seen some good progress. Up over here, though, let's not get too distracted, because what I would like to do is today I would like to work on St. Elitesburg and Zacha, and then next session with 176, I want to really seriously and for real now start considering our nuclear city. I got a lot of great recommendations as far as mods and stuff are concerned, so I'll be taking a look at some of those. Feel free to keep them coming, but I think next session I definitely want to kick off the planning at the very least, because it'll take some time. We'll have to build a bridge, much like we did over here at St. Partia. We'll have to build a bridge, we'll have to build those connections, and I actually want to make it a self-made city as well, at least for the most part. Bring resources in from Zavodsk, bring more resources in from Studentski's and Uprising Grad's construction offices and whatnot. It's a long way to go. We're going to have to establish more construction offices up there as well, but there's a lot of planning and a lot of work involved. So I want to start that with episode 176. This is our milestone, looking back, and then 176 onwards, we continue to look forward. I say looking back, but obviously we are still making progress. We are still moving forward. So what to do over here? I would like to get, yes, some culture and some sports, I think, is what's most necessary. No sport, These guys are actually suffering from a lack of meat and stuff as well. That's a problem. What's going on here? Got electronics en route. That's not necessarily what we need right now. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Do we really not have... We have a little bit of food over here. We have a little bit of meat over here. Just maybe not enough trucks to get the job done. Why not? Unload meat. Load a little bit of everything. I'm going to go ahead and actually, go ahead and just check these. Just to make sure they're operating as need be. Because, yeah, up until really recently, we were actually fine in terms of the supply of goods over here, but now it seems to not be the case. So hopefully that'll get sorted immediately, or as close to immediately as possible. But beyond that, we need to worry about, culture, pubs and taverns. I mean, alcohol dependency is pretty low in our nation overall. So hopefully we don't actually have to rely on that. Electronics, I mean, you can buy electronics, right? These guys are topped up over here, so they just got to actually just go to the store. So I imagine they're waiting to do exactly that. So they are able to reach culture, sports. All right. Now the stadium will be a big part of it. But beyond the stadium, I think I want some smaller sports halls and stuff like that, like we have over here. So let's go ahead and let's see if I go ahead and duplicate you over. Probably establish this over here, and this could be our sporting area. So why don't we go ahead and use the clone tool. Pick up all of this. Right? Yeah. I'm trying to figure out the schools and stuff. That was my hesitation there. It's like, we'll need more schools. Copy down like so. Go ahead and actually... get this road connection over here so construction can continue. Let's go ahead and demolish all this so we can place things down correctly. Go ahead and copy all of this. There we go. And that ought to do the trick over here. Line you up like that. That way this road will be kind of a straight road connection. A little bit of flattening required, not the end of the world. I'm okay with that, obviously. But we're lined up nicely. Yep. Over here, we've got power coming through as well. Oh, come on now. Autobuild using rubles. Just to flatten, I want the construction to be employment, like I mentioned earlier. Oh, and of course that road gets broken. This is... There we go, perfect. Well, perfect is a strong word, but you know what I mean. Turn off auto build. Find that sweet spot again. Come on. There it is. And... yeah. There it is. I said... There it is. Had to click a second time there. Oh, wow. Taking its sweet time. Alright, cool. I think that's good enough. What we could do is we could actually, while we're doing this, if I could get another 90-degree rotation here, could pop another set down. Oh, it's so cool seeing the plane fly by. I don't think that'll ever get old. You guys are really, like, tightly packed next to each other. Pop you down like this. Kind of offset the roads a little bit. Not the end of the world. I hate the lag that happens when you're duplicating like this. Wish it worked a little bit better. Guess I'd have to get rid of that entire road to the left there. Or I just shift things over by a notch. Oh, you know what? Actually, yeah, I think I've got an idea over here. Why don't we try this? Why don't we pop you down over here? Again, we're gonna have to auto build using rubles. Go ahead and flatten. All right. And if we plant this down over here, oh come on now. There you go. Right. Not building it yet. I just want to visualize it first and see if everything's going to work, right? And if it's all kind of straight enough. I would say it's straight enough, right? Given the limitations of the game and whatnot, I think it's good enough. Let's go ahead and demolish these roads over here. This will allow us to actually bring the road through properly. Come on now. Get rid of all this. There we go. Get rid of you as well. This road will... oh, nope. Still gotta knock that back, alright? So this road will continue over this way. Oh my god, come on now. Couldn't see them because of the color. All that back. Alright, cool. So now this road, there we go, will continue down straight. Straight through. Straight-ish through. That kind of works. Does that work? That does not work. Holy crap. And I'm trying to be less particular about this stuff, but like that was just not good, right? That was bad. Wireframe is not going to be of any help over here, I don't think. There's the wire. Yeah, we have not followed the wireframe over here. What if we do this? Just trying to get a better view of it from higher up, so I can get a better idea of. Sure, I'll accept that. Go ahead and connect you. We're gonna we're gonna actually disconnect this for now because I don't want them to start building it right off the bat. I do want to first plan this area out. I need to make sure everything's actually working before we commit to it, and then find out afterwards that we've made a mistake. Go ahead and oh, come on now. Flatten this a bit. Flatten it a bit more. Sides are too steep. How? Why? Why would you do this to me? Can I actually smooth this now? Kind of. I don't know if this will work. It's weird that it would allow this and it wouldn't actually flatten this. Anyway, not the end of the world. We had road here previously, which is what's confusing, I guess. Too steep. There we go. Getting there. Where is the issue? Somewhere here. Oh, I see. One of those situations. Alright, so what we can do is go ahead and pull you down like so. There you go. Cool. So that's connected. This back over here will reconnect up over here. This will connect over here. And of course, it can't be a straight road because that would make my life too easy. I feel like I've placed these guys a little too far up. Or these guys not far down enough. Not the end of the world. I really need to learn to like just let that go a bit more with this game. It's not yet in that place of like precise placement and whatnot. They were talking about a grid system, if I recall correctly, relatively recently. And maybe at that point in time we can talk a bit more about how particular I can be at times. But until that time, until such a time, I need to just get over it and get past it. I apologize for dwelling so much over it. It is one of those things for me in city builders. It's just like, no, I want this to look neat. And yeah, drives me wild sometimes. Not the end of the world though. We could get a large bus station over here if I can just find it among the mods. Bus. Platform station. Another one of these beautiful extra large ones. Pop you down over here, because I mean, I don't even know if these guys will be able to reach actually, in all honesty. Like, what is the range here? 241 meters. Oh, I mean, maybe actually. But I gotta like maybe tuck it in the corner. We tuck it right in the corner over here. And that way folks will be able to make it from all over. And then we can use this as a way to get people to this train station from where they can get to work. Things look like they're moving smoothly. And we'll see if that's the case. Go ahead and pop you down right over here. Of course. I just gotta get another construction office soon as well. I think it'll speed us up quite a bit. Though to be fair, ultimately, it wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. Not as bad as we expected it to be. So this is the situation here. Why don't we smooth this out a little bit instead? Hopefully that works nicely. Pop you down like so. Nope, not auto building. Again, construction projects are employment, and employment, or rather unemployment, is a problem at present. Go ahead and get you over here. This is another thing, is like the snapping makes for things not be perfect. Just gotta embrace it. Just gotta accept it and embrace it. Alright, I think this works nicely. Right? Pretty good. I mean, I wonder if we can't... we can sort of continue this way, if we want to. Alright. We could put some... There's that plane again. So cool. We could put some cultural stuff up over here. It would give access to mostly these guys over here. Give some cultural stuff down over here and some sports stuff as well in both of those locations. I think that should work nicely. I think. Since it's dark, why don't I just fiddle with this a little bit more. Come on, game. I wonder if... Hang on a second. What if I put down like a waypoint right over here? Something that helped. It did not. Drives me absolutely wild, man. Absolutely wild. Alright, fine. I'll accept what I can get. Go ahead and get rid of that waypoint, though. There we go. And then what we can do is, yeah, let's pull over some of these, like, bowling alleys, or the big sports hall is actually quite capable of servicing quite a few people. I feel like we can fit at least a couple of those up over here. So it's one of our mods again. Sports playground. It is the sports hall. There we go, big sports hall. And as you can see, it helps with tourism as well. So hopefully, I mean, if we get tourism in this area, we have some supply here. Pop you down right over here in the middle. I think that's quite nice. And we'll add some more stuff around it, of course. There's our flattening, good stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's that we need a construction office. I think it's that all of our excavators were being used at the time. If we pop you down over here, right, you'll have power as well. Folks are able to come here. We will not be able to check walking distances right now because a lot of these roads are not constructed, and that's fine. It's not the end of the world. What else do we have over here? Got these smaller stadiums or sports halls, sorry. Just barely able to fit them, I thought I saw. There we go, beautiful. Pop you over there. Can I get another one over here? Of course not. And that's fine. Things don't have to be symmetrical. I think that's my big thing for episode 175 onwards, is accepting limitations and embracing them. And letting that help the nation develop even further. That's sports. I think I'd need some more. What I could do is pop another one right down over here, I suppose. I'm trying to figure out the best way to kind of go about this, I guess. What I'm thinking is I can pop another one down over... Where'd it go? Over here, right? I can get the road connection, but I can also get maybe some... Is that a plane flying overhead? It felt like a plane crash. I was wondering if we get some football fields or something up over here, or rather than that, what if we go ahead and get ourselves some theaters in the area? Where are we? Cinemas, People's Theater, or perhaps we get the Theater of Young Viewer. Maybe not the right aesthetic for this area. Thought we had... There's a Cinema Soju, of course. There we go. This is what I was looking at. Looking for, rather. It's the same as the one we have over here, I believe. Indeed it is. Quite a bit of room. Tourism capabilities as well. And I quite like how it looks. So let's go ahead and get another one of these. I don't quite know how to pronounce it. Janacek? Is that with the C with the little hat? I don't know how to pronounce that. So if anybody wants to educate me and inform me, please go ahead and do so. But I'm not familiar with the pronunciation here. What if we pull you right up to here? Or right up to here, sure. Go ahead and auto build. We don't need to really worry about money, so that's fine. Flatten away. And bam, right up over here. Road will come through this way. If I can. Back in the auto build over here. A little bit of flattening required, it seems. Hopefully nothing too wild, though. There we go. That was a mistake. Across. More flattening needed over here. Go for it. We can definitely do this. This connection is definitely possible. There we go. We pull you across. Let's say here. Loop you into this over here, like so. Oh, come on, man. Game will be the death of me, I swear. Tighten this a bit. Or we can do that, hopefully. Then we get this, like, messy, not straight road. But what are you going to do? There's nothing we can do. This is too steep now. Great, fantastic, lovely. Alright, let's go ahead and demolish this. Little train, there we go. That ought to do the trick. Cancel all the road. Pop you down. I'm gonna find the best way to make this happen. There we go. Sure, there. And where is my theater now? Pop you down over here. Like so. More or less perfectly in the middle. Perfectly enough in the middle. Yep, that works for me. And hopefully you'll be able to reach quite a few people. At least up over here, right? And then up over here as well. The road is now connected, so construction might actually begin over here, and I think I'm fine with that. Go ahead and get this footpath connection as well, and in fact, let's go ahead and upgrade it. Upgrade these footpaths as well. And all these footpaths too. Good stuff. Cool. Let's get this road connection done as well. Beautiful. So this should really help this area out quite a bit. Just add more room for more people to live, a little bit of culture, some sports. We'll add some statues and decorative elements over here is what I'm thinking. Like we can get a nice big... That's a big statue over here maybe. Add some football fields behind them or something. We'll see what they need, and then accordingly we'll put something down over here. What we will definitely need is more shopping, I think, up over here. Or even like over here. We'll be able to arrange that though. Once some of these things get built, we'll take a look at distances and whatnot, and we'll be able to arrange that. So not a problem there. What I would like to do though is, yes, establish some more stuff over here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cinema soju perhaps. We'll put you down over here. Infrastructure's in the way, so we can get rid of the cables and then drop these things in. Let's go ahead and pause because we're about to lose power here. Soju, yeah. Flatten over here. Pop you right down over here. Seems good to me. Right, and right behind it we can add... What should we add? What should we add? There's some really cool stuff that we need to get building. Amphitheater back there. I think we go straight to the sports playgrounds. The bowling alley should fit nicely. Again, I think we have infrastructure issues over here. Let's go ahead and move some of these guys. Not a problem. Again, there's the sports hall, and then there's the bowling alley. Why don't we take a look at our options here? This is the sports hall, and this is the bowling alley. 49 versus 29. I guess the bowling alley is a bit better in terms of quantity. Oh, sure. And I think it'll fit more nicely as well. The path connection's going. Come on now. There we go. Pop you down there. Amplitude infrastructure. Flattening is all we needed. Alright, another bowling alley over here. Could we maybe get a big sports hall in the area? It's a little too big. Might be able to pop one down over here or something and connect these guys. This is going to become messy when it comes time to reconnect all this. Amplitude infrastructure, that's you over here, buddy. All we need now is to flatten a little bit, and I think it'll let me get a little bit closer when I do that. Come on now. Almost. There it is. And yeah, I can get a little bit closer. Go ahead and pop you down right over here, I think. Oh, we can maybe flatten and move a bit closer. Yes, this is it. Alright, cool. Pop you down over here. Now, auto building. So what we'll do is we'll have the road connect like so. And then do this. We'll have footpath connections as well. Oh, man, this is just like not neat at all. God damn, I can't do anything about that. We'll get some footpath connections too, so people can reach here more readily, more easily. That won't be a problem. I think over here we'll put some trees down and stuff like that. Not a big fan. This is kind of left-leaning in like just like a visual sense over here, but I guess that's fitting in some ways. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put down some trees and gazebos and things like that to decorate this space out. I think that'll do the trick. Let's go ahead and make sure that we build these power lines back in, though. I want to get you up over here. I'm trying to figure out the best way to... Let's cancel you as well. Cancel some of these guys. All the way down to there. Down to there, actually. What we want to do is we'll get this up over to here. And get you kind of straight up and across. Gotta get up to there, eh? Get you straight up to here. Straight up to here. Other option is actually... Hold on. What if we do this? Pull this across. Pull you down from up there. Go across this way, and then... Yeah, there we go. Oh, of course. I don't like when it doubles up like that. Like, again, I try not to obsess about this stuff, but sometimes it's just like... It's an easy enough fix that we can kind of like just step back and quickly do it. There we go. That works out nicely. Go ahead and pay for all that. Unpause. Everything is connected. All this construction can begin. A lot of roads being built, which I'll probably just pay for, I'm thinking. I think these connections will work, though. I do want to prioritize some of these. Go ahead and assign Zavodsk and Zadcha construction offices over here and over here as well. Again, they've got that massive highway that they can use, right? Another thing, I suppose, that I decided not to highlight in our little recap video earlier, unless I got a nice visual shot of it, I suppose. It's crazy how like wildly massive this nation and these cities actually are. So many elements. When I was writing, I was like, all right, well, you know, we got to be. I don't want the tourism aspect. I don't want the tour, so to speak, whatever we want to call it. To be the entire episode today. I wanted to be like a sizable, like a decent size, but not too long. I felt like it would be an appropriate kind of target to hit for like 10 minutes or something. But I was like, wow, what do I keep? What do I exclude? It was definitely an interesting adventure in that sense. But yeah, do let me know what you think about it. I'm always curious. Now, why can our construction offices not reach here? That doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, really? That we can reach. It's just not assigning. Oh, you're fine. No, sorry, this guy. Yeah, hang on, that's weird. I guess it's just opting not to assign. Yeah, seems to be the case. Here it's saying road connection doesn't exist. Oh, it's because this guy needs to be built. Alright, cool. Go ahead and assign some to you as well. Again, there's a lot of construction going on right now, so keep that in mind as well. What we can do is we can also increase the number of people not coming from construction offices, and that way some of these guys will be able to work over here as well. They'll be able to just walk right over and get to the construction sites. Look at that. Already getting to work over here. Max this out. I wish you could just like default it to a higher number. I don't have to go through every construction every time and up these numbers. That was a mistake. All good here. Alright, good stuff. Let me actually upgrade these guys. What else? Increase your numbers. I think we'll be able to... Actually, that's not close enough. Alright, you know why? Because these things are not connected. Hook you up. Hook. Oh, don't do this to me, game. There we go. This thing's hooked up. Stuff, good stuff. And we can probably find a connection over here. Or, you know what? Let's make this, that. There we go. I don't want to have, like, two crosswalks like that. That just seems messy to me. Messier than acceptable. Sure, and then hook you up like this. Hook you up like this. There we go. We'll find a way to make all this work. All right, cool. That's fine by me, though. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, that's already maxed out. Good stuff. Workers are coming. Hopefully resources are coming, too. These guys don't have construction offices assigned to them yet. Maybe I should actually do that before all this, like, sports stuff. Because, again, the population is this ever-growing problem. When we call it a problem, and that's maybe a misnomer. We need a growing population. A growing population, a growing nation. That's all good. We just need to keep up with it is the thing. No construction offices available. Oh, of course. Of course. All these roads need to be done as well. Brick factory at Party Power. Wow, it's wild. These are buildings that haven't had issues in forever, and then today that we've been like, now that we've been like reminiscing and looking back, obviously this is when all these buildings become relevant again in these conversations. It's kind of funny. I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure there's a fire truck making its way over right now. Like this guy over here. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. A little slow, but we'll be fine. What's the deal down over here, by the way? Actually, you know what? What's the deal? Oh, hey. Alright, that's looking good. But, yo, we're actually not doing too shabby. I mean, there's still some work to be done, obviously. But, you know, this month's been good. Alright, alright. Not too many tourists dying or anything like that. It's horrifying to think about. Alright, what's the deal down over here? Are we seeing any issues? No. I was really hoping, actually, catch a train on its way south. I think I just missed it. I just want to see how the lights change as a train comes through here. How's the construction of the tracks going over here as well? It's going all right, looks like. Fair enough. Train's still coming through, dropping people off. The thing is, building this, actually, we need workers to be delivered via bus. And we do have the connections. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we got workers coming through. As long as you've not been driving for too long. Oh, really? Only 30 minutes of traveling in the vehicle? That's not too bad at all. All right, cool. This is actually going pretty well. I'm genuinely quite pleased, and our stadium is done. Okay, that's quite beautiful at night. The way it's lit up when it's not glitching. There it is. Nice. No. Come on. Why? Oh, it's such a beautiful sight. Just like the textures and whatnot. Who's winning, actually? Hold on a second. Kind of funny that the default texture is that as opposed to just 0-0 or even off, you know? Also kind of funny just framing our expansion from this angle. Oh, there we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. This is gonna be huge, man. This city's gonna be absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. And look at that, the number of visitors that we can sustain over here. Oh, this is gonna be amazing for sports like needs of the people over here. I can't imagine they'll be too upset for too long. We'll see. We'll keep an eye out for it. Actually, let's also keep an eye out for the situation over here. No food, no meat. What's going on? For real though, what's going on? We're just seeing. No, you know what? There's a problem here. There is a problem here for sure. Something ain't right. Okay, cool. We do have food coming through. No meat at the moment, but food is coming through. All right, cool. What about up over here? Got food. That's not what I meant. We do have meat. Not a lot. So some of it, I think, is being brought over. Yeah, okay, cool. Maybe we need to take a look at our meat production and food production again. It's been some time before, like, since we've had to. It's been some time since we've had to. Or at least food and stuff is coming over. What's the deal down over here? We're looking okay. Over here, do we have a train coming? Oh, passenger trains. Oh, it's so cool to see these bridges in use and stuff as well. Construction trains are coming through. See, now that's the thing. It's like this construction is slowing this train down. And it's fine. It's not the end of the world. We don't have any fuel problems right now up north. But it is still the reality of the situation, I suppose. Because, like, what's going to happen is this guy's going to... Well, actually, let's see. Yeah, he's gonna catch up over here. He's going to get stuck over here, waiting for this construction train to move past this point over here. I could just cancel its construction. What are you working on, actually? Am I right in my assumption that you're building this? Yeah, you are. I guess I could leave it be. Oh, is this thing done? This thing is done. Another fire. The school up at Veterinary grad. Yo, okay, no joke. When's the last time we had this many fires? First of all, in one episode, and second of all, at Veterinary grad. Wild. I don't think we have to worry about it. Our firefighters are pretty well equipped and staffed and everything, so I think we'll be fine. Seeing some good progress over here already, actually. This is good. What are we looking at in terms of employment? Just barreling downwards. It hit 4,000 again, but now it's dropping again, which is great to see. 21 pluses. I mean, we have quite a few. I think we still have some empty spots that can be filled out. The only thing was, like, do we want to fill it out now, or... I guess it would help unemployment as well. You know what? Let's go ahead and... Where'd our train go? These trains are now both stuck over here. 500 workers waiting for this thing to go. I knew this was going to be an issue, by the way. Like, I knew this was going to be problematic, and I think a couple sessions ago I mentioned as well. It's like, you know, this is like a natural part of using a growing transit system is from time to time you will see slowdowns because of construction. It is a thing that happens. What matters is managing the pace of it. You guys been let go. Yeah, good, because we've crossed this line over here. Crossing over. I love seeing the trains in action in this game. We're going to move down. We're going to cross over there, so you're going to keep moving. Yeah, we should be good now. Enough of a gap has been created, I think. Yeah, you're coming down, and hopefully as soon as we cross that threshold, you're still clear to go up, and once this guy comes up over here, this train will continue moving down. Alright, good stuff. Yeah, see, that worked out. Now you're all clear to go down over here. Yeah, great. And do you still have all your passengers? You do indeed. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now where's my... There we go. I want to keep an eye on this guy, and I want to keep an eye on what happens to the semaphores on the way down. Alright, good stuff. Alright, so what's going on over here? You're coming down, you're good. Lights are all green. Basically what I'm expecting is once it crosses this... Or once it crosses this, it should stay all red at the top. But the bottom should still be green. That's what I'm expecting. So let's see. You're about to enter into this block, and in you go. Okay. Keep moving, keep moving. You're up there. This is still red. You're in there. This is still red. And you're in there, and this is still... Oh, now this is green. You know what? Okay. Too many semaphores. Because what I need is, I need for... This should be green, actually. This should be red now. I need this thing to be red. Because I want the train to be forced on the bottom track. It needs to go on that bottom track. And continue on this way. Question is, how do I let it know that all this is occupied? We've got these junctions, which is why I hesitate to get rid of these semaphores here and here. I am open to suggestions, as always. The other option, of course, is to have a crossing over here, right? And rather than have the crossing... Well, we'd keep this crossing back here, but have a crossing over here as well. So that if it gets too far ahead, a train could still cross over. I guess for now, at least, we could make that the solution. Hope it doesn't break everything. It's gonna break everything, isn't it? Oh, we'll find out together. Go ahead and commission these. Again, it's like the rare occasion this problem will even come up, but hey, at least we're ready for it now. Here. Take a look at the semaphore. It'll get up to here just fine. It'll check the situation, it'll see that this is blocked, and it'll go ahead and transfer down the bottom track and keep going. Yeah, in theory, this works nicely. We'll find out in practice soon enough. Looks like all this is actually done. We've got the open storage up here done. We've got this space for vehicles done. We've got some track here that needs building, of course. We knew this already. And that's all good. We'll probably pay for all that. This is done. These tracks are being built by our construction vehicle over here. So that's all good. I think what we'll do is... Just doing a quick double check over here. Yeah, I think we're ready to pay for all of these tracks. And we're ready to start building. Well... Not entirely. We do have to get resources coming in from up over here and down over here to these various storage areas. But that's, you know, soon enough. That's neither here nor there. That'll be done just fine. We'll be storing steel. Comes up over here to store all the other stuff we need over here. Yeah. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. And up over here, I mean, all this work is continuing as well. This is good, though. The stadium up over here is a game changer, as it were. It'll help us meet our goals. Catch my drift. We'll see these numbers go down soon, hopefully. If we take a look at the unemployed, is what I was thinking. What we could do is scoop up some of the unemployed over here and shift them over, and that way they'll help with the construction and whatnot. Though unemployment is maybe a bigger problem over here. It's not terrible, actually. In all honesty, we don't have like hundreds in one building unemployed, so it's not terrible. Not great, not terrible though. Why don't we scoop you guys up from here? 67 unemployed. Also make some room for 21 pluses and whatnot. We'll drop them off, well, like over here? Sure. Go ahead and relocate. Oh, what is that sound effect? I hate it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't hate many things. That sound effect, though, is unpleasant. Alright, so this should be good. Reduces some of the 21 pluses. It also, hopefully, will provide some employment and some of the other 21 pluses in the area as well. What they'll do now is they'll go ahead and spread. Where is this? Which building is this? This one up over here. What's going to happen is we're going to have, yeah, all these 21 pluses in the area that are able to come down. We have room for about 240, 200, actually quite a bit of room. Just under 300 people can move in here now, so hopefully we'll see some 21 pluses from around the area moving into this area, increasing the unemployment again. But what we'll maybe need to do is just add another bus or something that brings people from these bus stops up to this area. Traffic is still looking, I mean, it's better than it was before. I might need to introduce some more roundabouts, as some of you have suggested. Though it does look like the congestion down over here has largely cleaned up, which is nice to see as well. But folks, I think this is where we're going to call it a session. A lot of good progress today. I'm glad we have expanded St. Elitesburg over here a little bit further. We will need to build another set of farms, actually. I wonder if we do that down over here. We are providing a fair bit of food and meat and all that stuff, but I think we're going to start seeing our upper limit to all of that very soon if we don't do something about it quickly. So that might be an important consideration as well. But like I said, I think next session I'm going to try and at least get started on the nuclear city. We'll be having progress over here as the construction continues, and we'll also try and get Petrograd delivering to Zodcha. Now, before we open Zodcha up to, full production and whatnot, like I was saying earlier, I would love to hear your suggestions for a name for Zodcha, and let's try and keep in mind what they're going to be producing over here. We got a railway production line, we got a vehicle production line. We'll be getting electronics happening over here as well. All kinds of really cool modern stuff, so to speak. But folks, on the 31st of December 2002. We're going to be calling it a session. I hope you enjoyed this one. 175 episodes now behind us. 176 coming up this Wednesday. If you would like to see them continue, like I said before, leave a like, leave a comment. That stuff really makes a big difference, folks. Just lets me know that you're interested in that. I should keep going. Again, and as always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, das vidanya.